Oh, I'm headed out. I've got a little mini road trip I got to do, go rescue somebody who's in a crisis. But that's what we're here for. We're supposed to be here for each other. So, that's what life is all about, for humans. And so I've been watching that show, and this is like a real quick one. I just wanted to do real quick. So I started watching that show, right, with that guy. I think his name is Matteo Di Stefano. And he has that thick accent. I have no idea where he's from, but it is such an interesting show, man. I really feel like it's kind of like disclosure to our real history. I mean, the stuff he's saying aligns so much. Like, I don't have any of those sparks going off. Like, what? Explain this, like that. There's only one thing, but it's not like he covered it. So, um, but with like in the Bible and stuff, when my mom was trying to get me to go to Bible studies and stuff like that, and church, and I would constantly be like, yeah, but what about this? Explain that and stuff like that. And all you would ever get is like, there is no explaining. You just have to have faith. You just have to believe. I'd be like, well, how can you believe in something if it doesn't make any sense? That doesn't align in my brain. It just goes all wonky. So, when he's talking, I feel like he's telling stuff that's real. And especially a lot of the stuff aligns with, and this is why I was so drawn to David Wilcock and Corey Good too, because there was stuff being said that that confirmed what the voices are telling me, what the other beings are telling me. And when I was a little kid, and I was telling people that we're a science project, like we are being watched. It's like we're in a zoo, and we're a science project. And he was talking about that too. I was like, I don't know this guy, so how is it my guides are telling me, or whoever's talking to me? I don't ask them for names, but whoever is, communicating with me ever since I was little, it could be, I assume it's a whole bunch of different spirits or energies or whatever you want to call them. But, like there's people who we're getting the same information and we don't know each other. So, and some of the things that he said, I found super, super interesting as well with the thing about, one of the things he said, like, we've got all these like channelers and stuff now. And he said a lot of people will go into the Akashic records. He said they're not supposed to go into the Akashic records when you are not, it's supposed to be you grow, you elevate, you ascend to be able to go into it, because you have a deeper understanding once you get there. If you go into it, it's like a first grader can go into a 12th grade class, but do they understand? And then when they go back and tell the first graders, are they telling it on the level of understanding that it should be? So he said energetically, when they're going in and doing that and they're putting their energy into that area, it confuses the energy. So then you have other beings that go in and they want to be able to look stuff up, and this lower energy is interfering with this higher energy. And it made me think about a lot of different things with, because that's the thing about the food too. I say it all the time, with these people, there's so much argument about food and diet and humans and stuff like that. Well, biologically, we have certain needs. Our teeth are designed, our jaws, everything, just like every other creature, we're designed to eat a certain way. And then you have DNA in you that makes you want certain foods and stuff. So then if you're listening to your body, you will know what to eat. And so, like yesterday when my mom said, I'm not eating meat anymore, it's making me really sick. So then it's like, okay, so is it making you sick, or are you making yourself sick because you're trying to follow the rules? And because if you go in and you're just doing it because somebody else told you, oh, go eat this, but your body is saying, wait, I need this, I need that. And you're like, shut up, body. I got to do this. This guy said, I'm not even going to ascend. I'm not going to raise my vibration if I'm eating a fucking steak, dude, keep it to yourself. Then who are you listening to? Who are you aligning with? Are you becoming centered? Are you becoming imbalanced? Because you have to learn. If you're not supposed to eat meat, you will learn that in the process. You know, that could very well be what my mom is going through. That her body is saying, like, hey, we're changing. Things are changing. We don't need the same diet as we did. Because no doubt our DNA and all that stuff is restructuring. And it's changing because we are going to be different than we are now. But some of the stuff he talks about, how humans became physical and our important role in what's happening right now for the entire solar system. Like if you think of the solar system as being one human body, it is like the earth is its one of its organs, and the human beings are the protectors of this organ, and we're also the warriors, and we're also going to be spreading the truth. And he talks about that there's something with the DNA that when all the aliens came, because one thing about our planet was that they try and tell us like, oh, God stepped down, he created this one being that looked like him, and then he took a rib and made a whole nother one, and all this whole story, which is all symbolic and metaphoric. It's not literal. People take everything so literal in three-dimensional thinking. So when humans were here and we were being scientifically altered, then we were also involved with tons and tons of different alien races. They were all coming here to Earth. And the Earthlings had relationships with these people. And it wasn't that we were scared of them and that they were evil and stuff like that. That, they were great teachers and stuff. But there became a part of the project that they all had to pull out and let us learn for ourselves. That let us come to the consciousness level that, of expectation. But when they put in, when all of them were here, there is something about that they put all these different DNA and stuff into the humans so that we would be the acceptors of all things. Like that's what he's talking about, why we have all these different races of people, because aliens would come here and then they would have sex with the humans and then they would make these different beings. And that's why we have all these different blood types and these DNA structures and stuff like that. So, and this is all stuff that I had heard before. I'm not just saying, hey, listen to this guy. I'm just saying, if you want more information, he seems to have a lot. There was even a point where I was sitting there going like, man, could he be like a plant? Like, are they just putting this information out? Are they trying to misinform us in some other way? Because all this stuff seems really accurate to me over what is real. And anyways, the whole thing is listening to your own self. Don't think like, oh, I don't have to go through all of this pain and rebuild myself. This person said, just do this and you can ascend. That's not how it works. It's not just jump in the shoes and ascend. It is a process inside yourself. And that's what another thing what he was really talking about that was super cool too, is about the pyramids. He said we're only seeing part of it, but the pyramids are really to represent this spiritual way of being, and they have a whole thing about where they are, and then the bottom as below, as above so below, and then they have the sphere around it and the line in between and the other line. Like, there's no way I could go through and tell you all the stuff this guy talks about, but I'm telling you, it really will give you some new things to think about, some stuff to chew on, because it's very interesting, and he really seems to know his shit. And, I'm one of those people who believe that, souls can see outside of what is being presented. So, yeah, I thought his stuff is fascinating. I really liked it. And I think that is what people have really got to see. There is no, like, you can't just jump in and think that you are going to elevate your soul. The elevation comes from the work, and the work comes from the facing yourself And he even talks about, and I say it all the time, about the universe is holding up a big fat mirror right now so people can see themselves. But he talks about that is what life is constantly doing, is the universe is constantly showing us a mirror so that we can grow, so that we can ascend, so we can become the, our realization of what and who we are. And when he's talking, like, we have a huge important role in the galaxy, and it, that's super exciting. And but that we need to, and it's all the stuff that I keep talking about, he repeated so many things that I was saying, and all my stuff is coming from guides, they're telling me this stuff. And so when I get confirmation and someone else is talking about it, but we have to go inside. We have to heal ourselves. We have triggers around us all the time that give us new opportunities to learn about ourselves. But we always want to look outside. It's got to be someone else, something else. It's because of them. They're mean. They're this, That keeps us in this weak victim mentality, of not being strong. Once you understand your own consciousness and you understand you are creating what is out there. You are, I just said this to this person I was talking to. I'm going to go pick up. Everything that is coming from, everything that you are experiencing is coming from within. It is, you are putting that out there, and you don't know, but you're putting out how you see yourself. So until you can see yourself as like, really, really super cool, then you are going to constantly think somebody is pushing your button, somebody's doing this, somebody's doing that. So the work starts here. Once you've done this work, then you can go out and start, healing other relationships, healing the world, whatever. But it all starts from within. And, there was another thing too I wanted to say before I go. Just came to me while I was talking. So, what was that? Sometimes I'll block myself. Like I'll go into that space, and it is almost like I start feeling like kind of panicky. Like I can't remember. What are you saying? What are you saying? Like I block it, my own self. And that's another thing that he talked so much about. And I have noticed this with my guides, is he talked about that, human beings have emotions. Not all other beings have emotions. Human beings have emotions because it was a new thing that they were trying in this galactic experiment. And that was what happened, because other beings don't die. Like I said before, when we ascend, we're not going to fear death, because death will no longer exist. And hold on. Okay, please come in. I'm trying to do something. Boy, you guys. I'll give you some medicine and you're going to have to rest today. Oh, she comes limping in, can't even barely walk. Okay. So, anyways, then when we so we have emotions and stuff, and so part of the plan was that we were going to experience loss and stuff. So that's why they had to invent death, because we had to go through loss and suffering. Because when you are a soul and you're trying to have all these experiences to understand all perspective, so that you can ascend and see everything from all perspectives with no judgment, you have to go through all these experiences. Well, they saw, hey, none of us die, so we don't even know what that's all about. And then another thing with these beings that are talking to us and stuff, they don't, okay, I'm talking, please. They don't have emotions. So this is what I have found with my guides, is like, they'll be telling me something and I'll be going through something and I'll be, conversing with them. And sometimes, I'll get overwhelmed with emotions. And sometimes it can be happy. Sometimes it can be sad. It can be whatever. And I always can feel that they're like, come on, what's wrong with you? Why are you so sad? And I'm always telling them, you guys just don't know what it feels like when emotions get triggered. It's like you're trying to get over obstacles. It's like, fuck, it's a very heavy energy. And, what he's talking about, and I've heard this from other sources as well, not just him, that there's so many beings that feed off of just our energy. They don't need food. Like, we're looking for sustenance in, the physical form of eating. And they don't need that. But so many are feeding off of our energy. And so that's how we get a lot of manipulation with energy, like how people start getting all crazy and people fighting and stuff like that. They got people all around just sitting there, oh, I feel so good. I'm getting so much energy, because we're super charged. Like, look at me right now. Oh, yeah. And this morning, I lost my shit. Oh, fuck, I lost my mind this morning on this. I'm trying to switch my phone because my phone got paid off, right? And I was on Xfinity. And then, and it had been under 2 megabytes or gigabytes or whatever of data for, ever since I got the phone, a couple of years. And so then suddenly when my phone's paid off, suddenly it's like, oh, 10, you have to keep moving up. Oh, you got to get more. And suddenly, your price is right back up to your old payment and it's like, okay, so what the hell's going on? And you go and you try and call them and talk to them, and it's just run around. Swear to God. One thing I cannot stand, if this is going to anybody who is in another country and, just as American perspective, do not call me Miss Kelly. Jesus Christ, I feel like a fucking slave owner. Okay, Miss Kelly. It's like, oh my God, stop with the Miss Kelly. Just Kelly. Kelly's good. We're equal here. We may be on a communication gap, but we're still equal. We're both human beings. I even lost, so I was losing my fucking mind on this guy. It was like the third one. It was my third or fourth call. My third or fourth person just in this call. And, they come back, oh, well, you need to give us all your information again. Like, okay, so there's a third person. Is there any way y'all can track this? Like, how many times do I got to give you all the information? Because you give them all the information. As soon as you do, well, oh, I got to transfer you. Give them all, you're on the goddamn phone for a fucking hour just giving people your goddamn information. It's like, what the fuck? Oh, I lost my goddamn mind. I was so fucking pissed. I just went off on this guy. I was like, this is bullshit, I mean, corporations just want to keep us crazy. You know what? We have to go through these, computers to try and talk to a human being ever. Look at all the jobs that they take away, telling us, oh, this is going to be so much better. Computers, yeah, you don't have... Oh, God, I remember when they did it. Oh, man, and it hasn't gotten better. It's gotten more, I bet you it's driven more people to drink. More, I can't even tell you how many conversations I've been in with people who have lost their minds over fucking auto stuff, and you keep human, you want a person, give me and you just, oh. Anyways, I lost my fucking mind. So I did apologize to him. He was sitting there going, okay, I'm not going to keep, he was saying in a thick accent, he's not going to keep talking to me if I don't stop it. And I just couldn't even hear him. I was like, I don't give a shit. This corporate bullshit's got to stop. Take this to the meeting. He's like, you're being recorded. I'm like, good. Take the fucking recording to the meeting. Y'all need to know what y'all are doing to human beings. I'm an actual human being here. I'm actually going through something. You guys do the same shit. I was going through it, man. And so then I did apologize, and he did start chuckling. We had a good little talk there. I said I didn't want to give him a bad day and stuff, because I could feel like, I don't want to put that energy out there, but also you got to sometimes release it. It's like, oh my God, my fucking mind's about to blow off my head. And so, I felt like I healed it. I talked to him, we were chuckling and stuff like that. So, that's the thing that I was saying yesterday, is sometimes you may do things and it may be sloppy, We don't have to be perfect. We have to be understanding. We have to be understanding of ourselves. We have to also protect ourselves. And, say our truth. You can't just sit back and just let people walk all over you and be a doormat. But you also have to be respectful of other people's energy and other people's needs. Like, I don't know what's going on with that guy. Jesus Christ, his wife could be in chemo right now. I don't know. One of his kids could have ran away from home. Like, I have no idea what he's going through. And, I shouldn't blame him. He kept saying, hey, this is my first time talking to you. I didn't do all this stuff to you. It's like, I don't care. You're going to hear about it. But, you know, that's the thing, is just be mindful of the energy you're putting out all the time. Just think about it. And, you know, there are beings feeding off of that. And, you know, the more that we can become our own true authentic selves, the more that we won't be a victim to our own energy and our own energy being chaotic. And that is one of the things he talks about, why like the Galactic Federation didn't want us in, because we're unstable. We're unstable like dynamite. We could blow at any time. So oh, and another thing that I found very interesting, and then I really got to go. I've got a long drive ahead of me. One of the things too is that we're always talking about the Anunnaki and the Sumerian tablets, and that they were, you know, they were the ones who enslaved us, and then we've got the 13 Venetian families, and they've got us and stuff like that. When you're hearing him, he is saying that the Anunnaki was part of the experiment. They didn't just come in and do this to us. This is like way, way bigger. This is like, you know, the entire galaxy. And there was a part where they had to pull out and let us figure our own shit out. They couldn't just stay there and keep walking us through it. We had to prove ourselves. And that's what we're doing right now, man. That's what you got to get in your head. You're proving that you belong in the higher consciousness. You know, and that's just super exciting. And people have got to get out of this three-dimensional kind of thinking and get into this higher mind thinking. And, you know, get excited, work on healing yourself. But one thing too with the Anunnaki, like all the pictures that he shows of like some of the races that we've heard of, like Syrian and Orion and every time I get them mixed up with the Anunnaki and the Arcturians. So when he is has the drawings up there of them, then I was thinking like, I wonder if he went in and explained like, no, put it like that. No, their eyes are more like, you know, like when you have somebody who committed a crime and you have to go and explain. I was wondering if he did that, because the people look so much like the drawings look so right. But the Anunnaki ones, ooh, they were hot, man. Fuck, they were like Vikings or something, super, super hot. And that was the only thing he seemed to be that the human beings were really scared of, was the giants. And the giants had some attitude. And, but that, you know, they kind of, I feel like in our history, they kind of made us all like a bunch of, like humans were a bunch of like monkeys, and we were just weak and we were scared little bitches. That's not what he says at all. You know, we were completely open to, you know, we didn't have a problem with these all different looking beings coming and, you know, blue people and stuff. Even when they started having sex with humans, there was some blue humans. And there's something about the blood and stuff. Oh, and another thing too. He said that because nothing is all good or bad. That's what we're breaking free from, is that, you know, and when he talked about the balance, that's how I see it. I explain it differently, but that's how I see it. We got to come into balance and to stop judging all things. That's why don't judge your food. Don't judge this. And don't do it based on someone else's own thoughts of it. Like, don't do something just because I say. Well, do something I say. Do work on yourself. That's important. But the whole thing is that, you know, you shouldn't just, you know, you should. Oh, that was another thing too about the story with the serpent and the tree and stuff, because he's talking about the tree of life, and that's like on the 8th dimension and something. He was talking about like the different ones, and you have to vibrate to get there. You can't just like go upstairs or something. You have to vibrate, and your vibration and your resonance changes by your own perception of things. And so if you're judgy and stuff, you're going to stay down, but you're going to move up. Well, in this one, I think it was the 8th, as the tree of life, and the roots go down and all the leaves. And he was talking about, you know, the leaves, and if you know, there can be blossoms, there can be fruit. A fruit would be a whole nother, if a soul gets to that point to become a fruit, you become a creator. But, you know, so when the leaves fall, this is what I thought was really interesting. When the leaves fall off and they go back in and they become the minerals to go back into the tree. So when a soul goes off with their knowledge that they had, they go back in to recirculate. That is what so many of us are here about. Is like, we've got some knowledge and we're recirculating. We're bringing it back into the collective to share the information so the collective can have it all, because all us souls are out there just trying to learn and you know, be our best selves. And yeah, when we die, there's a lot of stuff. It's like, fuck, I got to tell everybody else. And we have connections to us all. We're all connected, even though we feel separate. We're all connected. So anyways, I would just say watch that show. It's got so much interesting information, and I think there's a lot more stuff I want to talk about, but I feel super rushed now because I got to go. This is gonna be a long ass drive. This is a long drive there, and then I got to turn right around and come back, and I got to leave the dogs. And I'm so codependent with Stella. It's like if I get away from her, then it starts giving me like this panic, like, oh my god. So but that's where I got to work on trust and stuff, you know. Every time that you get triggered by something, you just got to realize, like, okay, well, I got to work on this other thing. It's showing you, and it seems kind of like, sometimes it seems like it's hard to figure out what you're being shown, but you just got to go in deeper and, you know, think about it, ask, you know, you can always ask, clarify, show me what you want. Show me what you're trying to show me. Show me what I'm not seeing, because I'm not seeing, you know. Talk back to them. Say, okay, are you trying to show me this? Is this what I need to work on? And they'll answer. They may not, you know, drop you a yes or no right there. You may hear it loud in your head. They may answer in a song. They may answer in a show. They may answer like somebody else may walk in a room and say something, and then you're just like, you'll know it's your answer. You'll feel it inside when you get your answer. You'll know. But, you know, just always know if you get triggered, there's something for you. It's a little jewel that you get to work on, because that's what we're all here for, is to make our own selves our best selves. So have a great day. Work on you.